She's been a member of Harmony on the Sound for over 40 years and has sung in a number of quartets. Most notable and popular in Region 1 was the comedy quartet Suavemente. Gina was a competitive gymnast and studied dance at Connecticut College. As a choreographer, Gina has taught and coached choruses and quartets worldwide. In addition, she has choreographed many community theater productions, musicals, and at the Hopkins School and for the Heyday Theater. These days, she's dancing up a storm, well, not really, virtually, in ballroom dance competitions, virtual, in Florida. Without further ado, dear Gina, please educate us.
Thank you. Actually, thank you. Actually, the ballroom dance community is now, they're having some small events and we wear sparkly masks. But anyway, okay, so this class, by the way, I think most of you have probably heard that it's not called the showmanship category anymore. It's called visual communication. And that's what this class is going to be about. It's about the visual communication. So I'm going to be showing you different videos. Well, Patty will be making the videos come, and the best part of this is there are no wrong answers. Okay, there are no wrong answers in this. So please feel free to either enter them in the chat, or we'll discuss them later on. Now, if you have pad and paper, I'd like you to write down a few things. Sure. You have something you can write on?
Yep.
Okay, I want you to write down energy, characterization, you can abbreviate it, presence, poise, and confidence. Now, as you watch the video, I want you to look at those things, okay? And then I'm going to ask you a question after the video is gone through. The question is going to be, I want you to name 2 things that you thought were very good about the performance, and 1 thing that needs to make it, that you can think of that would make it better, if you think there's something that would make it better. Okay, so you're going to look at this, and you're going to, with those things in mind, you're going to, and you can make notes to yourself or put them up in the chat as you see them. What was good about this performance? A couple of things that you thought were really good about it. And if you think there's something that needs to be better. Now, okay, let's just do that. I'm not going to say anymore. Okay. Roll it, Patty.
Gotta roll, baby, roll. Let's see. Where did I put it? I've got so many files open. Oh, here it is.
You're right on your game, Patty.
I know. Well, you can always count on me for that. And now I got to wait for all these things to disappear so I can get, here we go. Okay.
This is a 3-dance final, judges. A 3 couples final, sorry. And your first dance is the waltz. The waltz. Thank you, couples. Watching toast run.
Okay. You can stop that, Patty. All right. So, anything come up in the chat here? Any comments in the chat?
Not yet.
Okay, so if you have something to say, I want to know, what did you think was really good about that? Let's start there. What do you think is good about that?
And you can all speak up if you
Yeah, you
like.
can unmute and raise yourself.
I think they had presence and poise.
I agree. I mean, that's good. I mean, there's no right or wrong. I think those are good comments. Go ahead. Anybody else? Go ahead, Wendy.
Okay, a characterization I think could have been stronger.
Okay.
Corinna Gariak says great control.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't a real lot of sense of forward movement and energy.
Interesting. Yeah. Huh? Good comments. What else?
Great confidence
Mm,
and poise.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
I
What
have
do
a
you think, Heidi? What do you think? Heidi, what do you think could be better? Anything?
Not offhand. I mean,
Okay,
to me,
fine.
I'm not used to watching dance that much, obviously, but to me, it was almost, I felt too like stilted or too exacting versus
Now, Heidi, you said something that I do want to talk to everyone about, and it's a good point. You said, and I've had this when I've done this class before, people say, well, I don't know how to judge dance or whatever. This isn't about judging it. It's about, as an audience person, the visual communication that they are giving you. How did that affect you? What did you see? What did you think? There's nothing wrong. As an audience person, we respond to a performance. So there's no wrong answer. So don't, I'm glad you said that. It's not about whether you watch dancing or you watch ballroom or understand it. It's a performance. It's a performance with music and movement. So there's no, I don't want anyone to feel inhibited by the fact that they don't know ballroom dancing. They don't know, what it's should be or shouldn't be. There's none of that. It's how did the performance make you feel?
There's some other comments here. Not a lot of facial expression. That's what Leslie said. Stephanie said, not really engaging.
Right.
Lois Jensen said the movement flowed, but was unemotional.
Mhm.
And then Marjorie said there was emotion. And Stephanie said, yes. And no, she agreed with Lois that there wasn't, no. Anyway, I'm sorry. They didn't seem to, Adeline says they didn't seem to feel engaged. And Pat says technical. Stephanie said precise but stiff. And
Okay.
Corinna says it felt technical, like the song was limiting them somehow.
It's so
And
interesting. Yeah, go ahead.
Lois says the music was haunting, but that was not congruent with their presentation. And Janet said it felt technically correct but boring. And Marjorie said emotion was lacking. There.
So interesting. Once I let you people loose, you start finding all the things you don't like about it. I want to know what you liked about it too. Okay.
Well,
I think all those comments are right. All of them. I want a few more comments about what you liked about it or what you thought was good. I want a
well,
few
they
more.
moved as one. Each couple moves as one person. That's what I love about ballroom dancing. It's as though they're in complete synchronization.
Give me a few more. I need a few more. I want a few more people to comment on what they thought was really good.
I thought it was very elegant.
Mhm.
I don't know anything about waltzing, but I would guess that adding a lot of energy to a waltz is a big challenge because of the nature of the music and what it is. So before they started to dance, I was aware of this lack of energy from the two of them. Poise, command, confidence, all of that was clear, but there was a lack of energy. And once a waltz started, I thought, I wonder if that's part of the style, that it's not like a polka. There has to be some limitation as to what you can infuse into a waltz. And I don't know what the level of this particular group is, but they've certainly mastered the technique. They would now need to go to the A category to make the technique, absent, so that they transcend technique. And I don't think that they're there as a group, but they clearly have gotten all the details for a waltz now.
You are so smart.
Tell all your friends and neighbors.
That was my Boston smart. But everything everyone has said is exactly true about this. I got to tell you, I went so over on one class when I did this, and I have 8 videos, so I'm gonna go to the chase on this. All these comments were right, okay? Now I'm gonna equate in this class smooth ballroom dancing with ballads. Then we're gonna do uptunes with rhythm dancing, okay? So Patty, play me the a barbershop. Oh, before she plays a barbershop with this, I really want you to hold yourselves back from talking about the music and how they're singing it. Okay, I really want you to concentrate on the visual communication of it. Okay, as barbershop is boy, but it's real hard not to go to but I really want you to concentrate more on the visual product. Go ahead, Patty, if you can play the next one.
Okay, are we starting at the beginning, Gina?
Yeah, on this one we are. It's Women of Note, their ballad.
And now we are ready for contestant number 15 from Wellington, Florida, under the direction of Mitch Greenberg, Women of Note Chorus.
Okay. All right, now I want you to look at that list I gave you of
Yes.
energy, characterization, presence, poise, confidence. I want to know a couple of things you thought were really good about this performance, and one thing that you think, if you think there's something that could be better.
I have 3 comments already.
Good.
Moving to move, no energy. And so much hand movement distracting. Energy, passion, first note, put even the announcer on notice. And then good energy, and then high energy. Those are the comments. And
Okay, good.
another one from Stephanie. They look mostly engaged, but the facial expressions don't help me understand the characterization.
Okay. Now I know as barbershoppers and as people who are familiar with this craft, we always want to look at what they can do better. But I really want you to also look at what you think was good.
Mhm.
This wasn't a deep performance, obviously. There's some good stuff
No.
going on. All right. I want 2 good things and 1 thing they can do better. Yeah, you can watch it without sound. That's good. Go ahead. You can, and people can unmute and comment or write in the
Yeah,
chat.
take it away, everybody.
Gina, it's Heidi. I'm only going to give you one good right now. I thought there was good energy, but I had written right away, moving to move, no meaning behind the movement. It made me insane from the very beginning.
Okay,
Long trip, so.
no, but you found it, but you made a comment about what they were doing well.
But not everybody is doing that. There are some who really are communicating the lyrics of this song. There are some who have, they're used to it, they're experienced in it. So some of these singers are communicating.
Yeah, now remember, there are no wrong answers here, guys.
Okay,
So-
I have,
I think they had energy and confidence. But I agree that some of their energy is, you feel like it's manufactured. It doesn't really support the characterization.
Mhm.
I agree, but it's Margaret. I think with the vast majority of them, the full body is involved in what movement they do.
Uh-huh,
And I think that's a very good thing.
uh-huh.
At scale, and they obviously worked on their, oops, my camera's off. They obviously worked on their unit. They obviously worked on being a strong unit. You know, from the well-designed and well-fitted costuming, which is a important feature of Unity,
Mhm.
to looking stage ready but not overdone.
Mhm.
I agree that the energy was manufactured. So the message of this really lovely old song, which I agree is somewhat dated now, but it's very, very pretty. So that message and that the heartfelt lyrics kind of got lost in the hard work to make it to get across the footlights. I wonder what they would have looked and sounded like if they had just sung the song.
Yeah, interesting. Good comments. All right, anybody else? Because I'm going to talk about it a little bit. Anybody other comments coming in the chat, or anybody want to say something?
Carol there are a few comments, Gina. Carol
Okay.
says, looks as though they were coached to give more, in quotes. And Noreen says, energy, beautiful costumes, body movement now need to tell the same story.
You know, you are all so smart. It's my Boston smart. Okay, so I want to talk about this a little bit. I want you to keep this in your mind, okay? And I want to show you a different level in each genre, okay? Now it is still all about visual communication. All right, I want you to look at this next one, and it is also a waltz, so you can compare it to the other waltz. All righty. How'd you feel about that?
Way better. Elegant rise and fall. There was chemistry between the partners.
Thank you. More free and fluid than the other one. Much more connection between emotion, movement, and energy. I want to join them. There's so much joy in the performance. Joy on faces brings me closer to watch. They love what they're doing. Seems more effortless, more fun to watch. You don't focus on the technical, more on the emotion. It's all about song selection. I find it odd they don't ever look at each other. They dance so beautifully. Maybe this is what is expected. Good energy and showing characterization, poised, more human rather than stiffness. Enjoyable to watch, much more engaging. It's like dancers look like they were enjoying themselves. It's apparent they're more joyful, and it made me feel the same. Wondering the same thing. Seems it must be part of the style.
Wow, did you notice that you all had a whole lot more to say about this one?
Yes.
And I don't think anybody said anything that you wanted more of them to do. I think you can, would you agree there was more artistry?
Oh, much. Yes.
Okay. They moved as one. Now, somebody mentioned song selection, and I've had this brought up before when I've done this class. The other one did a different waltz music. It was a little slower. However, my answer to that is, if these A-level couples waltzed to the other song, it would still look way better than the other couple, I would think. Well, I'm sure they would. Okay. I know that if you have, their technique is just a higher level. Do you look at the extension of every step? They fulfill every full beat. Just like when we sing, we have to extend each phrase and bring it to the end to get a higher level. And let's talk about the emotional output, the visual communication of this one as opposed to the other ballroom one. The other one was good. It was not bad. But the technique on this one, and you don't think about the technique on this one. It was just a beautiful thing to watch. I'd like to hear some more comments. Anybody have it?
Gina, I do have a question actually about ballroom competition. Do they only know the style of do they prepare a waltz of a certain length and they don't know what the actual piece is going to be, or do you know it ahead of time?
You never know what the song is going to be.
So the
You
song selection isn't from the dancer's point of view anyway.
No, yes, thank you for asking that. No, you have no idea. When you go on the floor, they'll say, as you heard in the first one, I don't know if you noticed, they said, and now we'll have a waltz. But you have no idea what music is going to play.
Woo. Interesting.
And are you limited? Can you not look at your partner as you're dancing?
In smooth, you'll see in rhythm it's different. In smooth, you're not supposed to really look at your partner. You're supposed to, it's a frame you make. And if you saw this, Patty, can you play some of this without sound, please? Yeah, right there's good. That's fine. So you'll see there's moments maybe, but there's a frame they have to maintain, and they look at the audience a little bit and they look around, it's positioning in frame. And you'll see in rhythm, they'll look at each other, but not usually in smooth. It's
I
the
have
style of the dance.
I have a couple of comments here, Gina. Good sense of rhythm, facial expression, lots of passion and emotion, connecting with the audience.
Now, I want you to say something else. And Gail, you had mentioned this about you weren't sure if waltz meant there wasn't a lot of energy, with the particular style of dance may inhibit the kind of energy you can put out, and you can see that it doesn't have to do with the style of the dance. These couples have much more energy in the delivery of every step.
It's very, very different. And I made the comment of song selection means everything, because this piece of music also allowed for, I think, compared to the other waltz we listened to, a more energetic, naturally energetic presentation.
Well, I will tell you, it does make a difference. There are slower waltzes and faster waltzes. However, when you have a slower waltz, what makes it more challenging is you still can get that kind of feel that these pros are doing. You just have to, it's like different arrangements. You can squeeze, you have to extend more. You have to extend more and make more use of every beat,
But going through this process must be like if we went to contests and submitted our 4 or 5 contest songs that we knew, and on the day when you walked out, the judge said, "I want you to sing XYZ."
Exactly.
With no warning. I mean, that's a
yeah.
lot of preparation behind the scenes that no one would ever see.
It's true. It's true. You don't know ahead of time. But So I want to get onto rhythm, but we have just a couple more minutes in this smooth. Oh no, we got to do the barbershop one. Oh my God, put the barbershop one on. Okay, visual presentation. Now what you look the visual.
Region
visual
25
product of it.
from Richardson, Texas, under the direction of Dale Syverson, Richtown Chorus.
I don't know what level this is going to be.
Pretending he's beside me, all alone I walk with him till morning. Without him I feel his arms around me, and when I lose my way I close my eyes, and he has found me. In the rain, the pavement shines like silver. All the lights are misty in the river. In the darkness, the trees are full of starlight, and all I see is him and me forever and forever. And I know it's only in my mind that I'm talking to myself and not to him. And although
let me hear the comments.
Okay, here they come. Right off the bat, they look like they have the same thought in their minds and they are speaking to me, in quotes. Telling a story I want to hear. That's from the same person, from Stephanie. Carol says, more genuine storytelling. Wendy says, wow, great energy, characterization, they've got it all. Janet says, they seem to move as a unit. Judy says, sometimes less is more when you really mean it. Debbie says, cohesive storytelling, not overtelling it. Heidi Zachra says, oops, and a finesseful machine. Stephanie says, body engagement comes from the knees up through the face. Marcia says, movement with meaning and sincerity. Marjorie says, truly getting their story across with poise and confidence, great dynamics. Mary says, it feels organic. And Margaret said, the flailing hands make me nuts. There they are.
Okay, now I want to ask you a question, and you can write it in the chat. And I want this question for this as well as the waltz you just saw, the A-level waltz people. How did those performances make you feel and why? So as soon as, if any comments come in, just
Yeah,
read
I'm
them.
going to tell them. I'll say it immediately.
Okay, how did it make you feel?
I felt included. I felt captivated. It was captivating.
Anybody else?
Passionate.
How did it
I
make you
want to be
feel?
with them because of the energy. I wanted to be with them. Both are fluid in their physicality and artistry. She's talking about the dance and
Yep,
the
yeah, I want to know about both of those. How did
emotional. Lois said emotional, had tears. Both were inspiring. Part of the story. I was in the audience for this and I was in tears. It was a visceral reaction. That's Gail and Mike. Yes.
So you can see the artistry in both genres. The point of this is that visual performance is visual performance, whether it's in dancing, whether it's in barbershop, whether it's in any kind of performing art. There is a visual performance that we want we want to make the audience feel something. We want to make them feel a certain way. Now the other two we saw were good. They were good, but you can see the steps and where you need to go to make it better. How to make it a little further. And the other one, we wanted a little more energy in the dance, a little more extension and fluidity in it. In the barbershop one, you can see there was more intent in this chorus than in the other chorus. You can see there's more commitment. So
two more comments as well. Three, dancers, happy, singers, inspired and moving. Heidi says, because I am more in tune with our art form, I was in caps, totally engrossed, did everything. And then Gail and Mike, this is a performance I've watched many times. I never tire of it. Yes.
Yes, I know what you mean. Okay, so
I was moved to tears seeing this on the TV. Okay.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. So both performances bring out a certain passion and it evokes a real feeling with you, whether it's the dancing one or this one, it does evoke a feeling. And the other one is good and enjoyable. Now I'm going to tell you something that I think I do want to point out before we go to the rhythm and uptune part. Yes, you are all familiar with the barbershop form. So you have much more familiarity. I know the dance one in the ballroom is not as familiar, but I want you to realize the experience of that, meaning there are people who watch barbershop who have no clue what barbershop means. So I want you to think about how you felt when you saw the first couple dancing. It was enjoyable. Nobody said they were horrible or anything. It was enjoyable, and it brought a feeling to you. And it's not a form you even know. And you had a different feeling when you saw the professional one, and it's not a form you know. So, Garth says, I see a comment just came up.
And the last comment, the skill level of both the dance and Dale's group allowed them to be art.
Right, exactly. Okay, you all had wonderful comments on both of these. Now I want to go to.
And I have one more comment from Gail.
Oh, sure.
The first couple was more women of note, and the second couple was more rich tones.
Right. So right, exactly. Now before Patty puts play on this one, you see the guy that says 220 on him?
Yep.
They're going to be there for a little while, but that's not the couple I really want you to watch. It's the couple behind them, and they will become more focused. You'll see them more, okay?
Okie dokie.
So just. before you read the comments, because I would like more people to put comments in, look at that list I gave you to look at. I want 2 things they did well that you thought were good, and then 1 thing to work on.
Okay, Margaret said in the dance, there are moments of stillness that let you enjoy the movement more.
That goes back to the waltz.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
That's okay.
Sorry.
That's
And
okay.
Marjorie said stiff and technical. Gail says confident. That's
Those are all
for
true.
now.
Those are all good comments. There are no wrong ones here. What else? Yeah,
Love
thank you, Patty. Keep
the
playing.
outfit. Love the outfit.
Yep,
Want
and that's part
the
of it.
outfit.
Yep. What else?
Present's good, but I see her thinking. Needs more confidence in. I thought the second couple, oh, hang on. I thought the second couple were enjoying more what they were doing.
Keep looking at this couple. What else? Some good things. What are they
Energy,
doing well?
poised, and confident. I would like to have been more engaged with them. Mary
Okay.
Rich says the guy has so much style, it oozes out of him. Wendy, confident, good energy for the most part. Corinna, look like they are enjoying themselves, beautiful costumes, lacking in precision.
Good
Margaret.
comments.
Margaret's question, is the man an instructor?
Yo,
And
Margaret, you little stinker. You're right. He is.
Adeline, feel the rhythm, poised. Betsy, they have learned the steps, they are enjoying themselves. There is no sexy and not enough energy. Pat, confident but could use more energy. They don't seem at the same, don't seem to be at the same level. Marjorie says not putting across the footlights, and Noreen says she is very technical. Those are the comments.
What wonderful comments, you guys.
Very good.
Okay, I don't want to run over, so we're going to go to the I want to go to the barbershop one now.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you one thing you're going to be so happy about. The uptune for this chorus and the uptune for the next level is the same uptune. Go ahead, Patty. Write those comments in. Yeah, bring it ahead, Patty. Do you know the number? It's 258. Okay. 258, Patty. There you go.
Okay. Comments. Good visual plan for this level. Pat says, that was Gail. Pat says, lots of energy. Margaret says, they are trying hard to look confident but seem insecure. Wendy says, choreo plan is good, but they're not all moving in a human way. Stephanie, they are having fun, but the movement is definitely a feeling of, quote, I want to move this way now, and now I do this, end quote, like they are thinking too much. Carol says, amount of energy fairly even across, but I'm aware of the choreo plan. Leanne, not together. Gail, this is consistent with their ballad visual presentation. Manufactured energy in the way of sync, both visually and musically. And Debbie, as you say, some of their movements need to be more human.
Okay, okay, is there any more in it, or is that it?
Yes, Pat, they seem happy. Heidi, agree with Stephanie, moves are getting in the way. Betsy, choreography. Barry, Lois, good energy, characterization plan is good, not always executed. And Margie, good energy, but thinking. There it is.
Good, good. All good comments, all valid comments. So most of you did tell me what you thought was good. Now watching this now, as you're watching it without sound, you can put more comments in if you want. I think it's easier if you just type the comments in. But if anybody wants to talk right now, you can unmute and say something if you feel you got to. It's okay. It's okay. All right. So there's some creativity going on here, right?
Yes. Comment, perhaps they are uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. But there's some good stuff going on, right?
Yes.
I think all your comments are right. They're all right about this level. Okay. So now, of course, you know what the pattern is now. We're going to a higher level.
It's okay.
Now, now what's really going to be good is that my barbershop equivalent is the same up tune. But let's go to the next level of rhythm.
Keep on to the next one, ladies and gentlemen.
Now remember, I want to know how these performances, these next performances, I want to know how they make you feel. How do they make you feel and why?
From Gina, places E1.
The entrance is just like we have an entrance.
Music, please.
All right, let me read those comments.
Okay, but before I do, Pat wants to know in the last chorus, Women of Note, what is their level? What is their?
I think they were. This is a couple of years ago. I think there was. It might have been a low B plus or a high B.
That's what I thought. Okay. Okay. Now.
I think it was a low B. I think it was a very low B plus. I think.
Okay. Heidi started off by saying, even when they walked out, I felt at ease. They were ready. Stephanie says they command the floor. I feel energized by watching them. Carol says command right from the entrances. Margaret says, hello, Havana. Wendy says, ooh la la, energy, sexy, fun to watch. Gail, makes me want to lose 20 pounds and work my quads. Carol, character, they have a story to tell. Noreen, makes me want to lose 50. Wendy, lots of characterization. Corinna, they love what they're doing, confident in their skills and willing to take risks.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. I didn't think.
Betsy, bring back sexy. Grrr. Marjorie, wow, what energy. Leanne, exciting. Adeline, they're having fun and are confident. Judy, made me think of Lady Gaga at the inauguration. Gloria, masterful, involved all levels and pulled you in. There it is.
Do you see now watch these. Do you see the extension in every move? Not just the energy and character, a lot of character work and energy, but also, and it's just like in singing, we have to extend. It's a finesse thing. This thing makes me crazy, that turning thing. I'm like, enough already, but that's just my opinion. But anyway, so watching that, you can see, how does it make you feel watching it? Some of you said excited, some of you said you want to go on a diet. How else did it make you feel?
Like dancing. I want to feel like I really want some, I wanted to get off my chair and start trying with them.
Somebody wrote energized.
Yeah.
I know, I think Mary, Ray, you wrote before with the waltz, you wish they looked at each other. In that style, you really don't. But you see in this style, if you watch it, they do make eye contact with each other and connect with each other in the Latin dances. Any other comments?
Yeah, Marjorie says, I want to be doing that.
Yeah, doesn't it look fun?
Yes. Margaret says, sometimes worried. They were costume malfunctions waiting to happen. Leanne says it takes years of practice. Mary Ray says it makes me feel that they enjoy each other when they look at each other. Janet says I felt their energy and emotion.
Yeah, see, you can see when you can transcend technique, when you bring in the artistry, your audience feels it's such a gift you can give your audience. All right. Are we ready to go to the barbershop equivalent?
Yes, yes, yes.
Here it comes. Here it comes. I was in the pit for this. I'm just going to tell you. I was in the pit. I almost died.
Representing Region 26 from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, under the direction of Sandy Marin, the Lionsgate Chorus!
Patty. Sorry, 350. Hold on. That isn't it. Hold on. Yeah, right there. Sorry.
have another comment for the last group of dancers, the sexy dancers, and Corinna says, you have to have technique in order to transcend it.
True.
Now we'll go on to Lionsgate.
I just want to say one thing about that comment. Yes, you have to have technique, but I do believe yeah, the more technique you have, the better. But for the dancers and the barbershoppers, they did have some technique. They did have some technique. It's just some of the things, especially I write this at the B&B plus level, the technique is there. It needs to be expanded and what's the word I want? I wanted expanded. I wanted, you still can take what you have and give it more character and give it more spread to capture your audience. So yes, the more technique you have, the easier it is to do that, of course, but not having the highest technique doesn't mean it, you can't give more visually on the visual the visual product, the visual expression, visual presentation. All right, let's hear about
Here's
this.
what we said. Wow. And Debbie says, wow, energy abounds. Stephanie says, a quote, look at me, quote, presentation, proud and fluid movement is part of the music and I want to run up on stage with them. Betsy says, lift off. Wendy says, I'm excited, jealous, I want to be part of that. Linda says, movement shows dynamics of music, pulls you in and tells a story. Margaret, so unified but still human, complete engagement. Corinna, tag number 207.2, LOL, was curious to see which one it was. Oh, boy.
5-minute warning.
Cool. Okay. The commitment of each singer just draws me in. Love it. Wendy, oh my God, fantastic. Karen, our Corinna was on stage for that one. Pat was in the audience. They had me from the first note. Energy, didn't look away, afraid I would miss something. Everyone was engaged. Marjorie, I want to jump out of my seat and applaud. Great energy and confidence. And last, very energetic. Choreo works with the dynamics. Done.
Yeah, I was in the pit for that and I nearly died. I gave him a huge number.
So fabulous. It was just fabulous.
So as an audience member watching it, even in the Latin one, the dancing, I mean, it's not something you know or are familiar with, but it evokes a feeling. Your visual communication, it's all about visual communication. Not, I mean, of course, in our art form, it's the music as well, but one enhances the other. So tell me what you think. I'd like to know what you'd like the lower levels to do a little bit more of to get closer to this.
I think they need to not only practice the choreo so it's more a part of them, they need to think about, as you always say, they have to be human when they do it. They can't be mechanical. They've got to do it like a normal person.
And breaking the song down into pieces, I think, would also help those choruses, because they're on their way, but they need to really perfect each particular portion of, as we know, uptune and ballad, so that you know exactly where you're moving and where the forward motion and lyrical expression go.
One thing I really liked about the choreo that they did is that it's not over the top. There's no somersaults or, no diving. It just all made sense. So people were comfortable with the choreo.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this. This was really about visual communication. As you know, we're not calling it the showmanship category anymore. It's called the visual communication category. And this is about visual communication, whether it's a barbershop art form or ballroom dancing, or years ago, I got to see, it wasn't Yo-Yo Ma, but it was a violinist, actually. I went to a symphony and the difference even in seeing your average, town symphony playing it and the feeling was just, even that presentation was different to me. So the visual product, you want to think about how to communicate to your audience. How do I communicate? How do I evoke a feeling where they go, where I either generate excitement, I generate where I want to be part of it, where you want to capture your audience. And so it is about visual communication. And that is one of the reasons why the category has been renamed and reworked a bit. Does anybody have any questions before we stop?
Wonderful examples, Gina.
Great class, Gina. Really great
Yeah,
example.
great.
too.
Wonderful,
you.
wonderful. Thank
Well,
you.
thanks. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a little something different anyway, right?
Yeah. Well, give us stuff to watch, and for some of us stuff to remember. Sitting in the audience, we always know every single contest. We know where we're sitting.
Yeah. No, I'd like you to think about how those made you feel, because it's really how you communicate. It's really about the communication, the visual communication. Well, it's part
Many
of it.
kudos here, Gina.
Well, thank you guys. Thanks. It was good to see all yous.
And everyone, the link to the class evaluation is in the chat. You just click on it and it will open in your browser. You don't have to be in the room to fill it out. The closing ceremony, you don't want to miss it. There's going to be some fun videos. That is on another in another Zoom room. So you'll want to go to that other link. Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you,
thanks, guys.
Gina.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thanks,
Bye.
Gina.
Yeah, this was
See you
great.
Love you, made it.
Love you, mean it.